Hi everyone, you're joining me today on a session with a multi-species focus. We're going to try for some pollock and I'm going to be using free-lined ragworm for that, and I'm also going to be trying to catch a halibut, for which I've got an 8.0 pulley rig, about 4.5 foot snoods, and my third rod is going to go out with herring baits on a 3.0 loop rig. Hopefully it's not too much noise in the background. It's going to go out on a 3.0 loop rig. It might pick up a smaller halibut, it might pick up some other species like maybe cod. I was out here fishing last night. I had a codling and I had a blackmouth dogfish and some whiting. So the plan for today, that's the plan. Multi-species target, fishing 3 rods, ragworm for the pollock, fish baits on the other 2. So what have I got? Well, first rod set up. I haven't set up the other 2 yet. We have some herring baits there. That's on my 3.0 loop rig with a 6-ounce grips. So we're going to get these chucked out into the very deep water that is in front of me. Here goes. We don't need a lot of distance. I'm just going to go for like 60, 70 yards.
Hello.
Hello. Got Wayne here with me.
Mine went a little bit left.
Little bit left. Okay, I'll cast a bit more left.
That's fine.
There we go. So the baits are out into the honey hole and we'll see what happens. We do have permission to fish this venue, I should just say that. It is a working industrial establishment and we do have permission to be here fishing. And anyone who comes here should get permission and make sure they know they can't bring their vehicles down here. So we've had to walk with all our gear to come here fishing. It's still sinking to the bottom. Still going. Anyway, that's the loop rig out. In a minute I will set up my pulley rig for the halibut. It's still going down. It's an absolutely glorious day here in October. We couldn't have asked for better weather. And you know what, last night we had a truly stunning display of the Northern Lights. So I'll put a few pictures in so you can see what we saw, but the camera didn't do it justice. I think usually it's the other way around. You take pictures of the Northern Lights, it looks better on the camera than in real life. But last night, the whole sky was filled. The camera just couldn't get the whole vista. Right, so it's going to take a little while for that line to sink. So I'll get my drag set. A little bit too tight still, that's it. And set the ratchet so I can hear if I get a bite, or a decent bite, and I'll get the other rod set up. So I've got my second rod ready, it's my competition blackout, as is the other one. This one's got my fixed ball on it because I prefer using that with the bigger baits and the hefty rigs. There's my 8.0 circle hook from Varivas, 6-ounce SKM grip. Well, I might step that up to a 7 if I get too much wobbling. That's about half a large herring with the pop-up foam taped on above. So this is just a bit of foam, bit of rig foam, chunky piece. You can see that there, and I've just taped it on with electrical tape. And this is on a 4.5 foot snood pulley rig. So we're going to get this chucked out, see if we can pick up that butt. Because who doesn't like a halibut? So I'm just going to move to cast a bit further that way. I'll take you with me. Look at that, scenery is absolutely stunning here. I know you're looking at a skip at the minute, but look at this. Can't beat it, can you? Let's get these baits out. I hope you still sit level. Looks a bit better. Oops. There we go. Right, let's get these baits in the water. Get my drop length better. And I'm just going to do an overhead thump with this. I'm really casting off the ground so much with my fixed ball. I prefer to do an overhead thump. Take a couple of steps forward. All right, we're good to go. Slightly to my left because the other one's also to the left. There we go. Baits are out. So I'm hoping that unclips. Sometimes these splashdowns with such big hooks in can get a bit sticky. But I've just had a little fiddle with that one before I cast it out, and it seems to be moving all right. If I do have problems using these 8/0s in splashdowns, I will change my rigs later. Just got to wait for it to get to the bottom. It's a lovely day today. Hopefully there'll be some more northern lights tonight for us to have a look at. Come on, get to the bottom. It's peeling off a lot of line. That's it, we're down. So, the halibut bait is out. That's going to be left to soak for quite a while, unless of course we get that run. Let's keep our fingers crossed, that today might be the day. Will I catch my first halibut? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some pollock in a minute when I'm fishing with those ragworm. See you in a second. So we're on to technique number 3 of the day. I've got my HTO lure game rod. It's actually a little bit heavy for this in some ways. It casts up to 80 grams, and this is paired with my Penn Spinfisher 5,500 reel, and that is loaded with 20-pound braid. I'm just going to set the drag now. I don't want it too tight, but I want it to provide some resistance if the pollock takes. A couple more clicks. That should do. I'll try that out. And I'll literally have a little tiny bit of leader on the end of the braid, a little bit of fluorocarbon line, a size 5/0 short shank bait hook, and I've got one ragworm on there. And it's a bit more than head hooked, but I've got it on just enough so that the head goes over the top of the eye of the hook to help hold it in place. So we're going to chuck this down the side and see how we get on. I'll bring you over with me for the first chuck. I've also got some bits of herring I'm going to chuck in, so I'm going to put them in first as a bit of ground bait, see if we can attract something. I've got the heads and the tails that I cut off from the other baits I chucked out. So I'm going to get these over, chuck them down there. These little bits and just go straight in. Little offcuts from the fillets. There we go. So that's got a bit of a scent trail. And now I'll take you over with me and see if we can get something on this worm. It's my first drop of the day, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. So we're going to go straight down the side here, try not to trip up on this rope. Try about here. Out the way of my other lines. We're just literally going to drop that down. Last night when we were fishing down here, you could see big pollock swimming around. In fact, when I chucked the little codling back that I caught, it was probably a couple of pound, Wayne said he saw a massive pollock come up and have a little look at it. So we know there's some big fish down here. So now we wait. Oh, we already felt like something tapped. There's a little wrasse down here as well that can nibble a bit at the worms. Get that back down. Just watching it sink. Let's see how we get on. Oh, there's something tapping at it. Don't think that's a pollock. Oh, yep, we got something. It's taking line. Yeah, in straight away. Lovely pollock. Whoa, that really is going. Might need a hand, Wayne. It's braid though. It's braid. Get a little bit of line out. So what did that take? A minute? You want to check that's tied off proper? It's tied on properly, isn't it? Yeah. I probably just about could get it up the side, but we don't want to risk it coming off, do we? It's definitely given up fighting.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
First time we use this as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll do it properly in a minute.
The net is a little bit bigger than the fish, but we know we brought that net thinking of substantially larger specimens. Is he in? Yeah, we got him.
What we'll do is tie it off today.
Yeah, we'll tie it off in a minute, just in case one of those monsters that's down there comes along. Thank you, Wayne.
Right.
Right, let's get this bad boy out.
Don't trip over it.
No. Oh, come on. So there we have it. First chuck with that live bait. Look at that. That is a beautiful Norwegian pollock. I'm going to get this guy unhooked and chuck him back so he can come back in a few years when he's grown, and no doubt pretty quickly, because the waters around here are rich with food for these guys to feed on. But there we have him. Get him back. Oh. Always love it when a plan comes together. Right, that pollock's gone back. I'm just rebaiting. We're going to have another go. See if we can get another one just as quick. So I got that head on there from the last ragworm, but I'll just put another one on. I'll get a few out like this, and I might try a little lure in a minute. Nothing happening on the other rods. Down we go. Let that worm sink down. I've had them bigger than that down the side doing this. That wasn't a bad one. Try and get that worm a little bit deeper. Oh, I've got something coming up already. There's another one on, another one, another one. Oh, I missed it. I think he only had the tail in his mouth, that one. I could see it. What's that, Wayne? No, it's a short shank bait hook. Yeah. It like swam up, it got the tail of the worm in its mouth and was pulling the tail down. Oh, this is a baby. Hey, that is the smallest Norwegian pollock I've ever caught. There you go, how cute is that? Look at that, that is the cutest little pollock ever, guys. Oh, unhooked himself, I'll chuck him back. Still got plenty of worm on the hook, I'll have a look at that. Just pop him back over. I think I can get away with reusing that, so we get it back down. That's not the one I just missed. The one I just missed was a nice size one. It's not quite where I want it, that's where I want it. In the pollock honey hole. You can see the fish coming up and having a go at that worm. Makes it quite exciting. It's a bit like float fishing in that sense. There's another little one playing with it. I want the big daddy. It's still sinking. It's gone out of sight a little bit. This is a very quick way of getting through your bait. That's why I'm going to switch over to a lure in a bit when I've had my fun. Let's check the worm. Yeah, worm's still fine. Just going for it. Yeah, another little one. They're not getting any bigger. There we are, little baby. They've had a pretty good go at that worm now. I'll see if I can get one more fish out of it. Just put a bit more on the hook because it's got some splits in it. Oh, there's something bigger swimming around down there. Is it going to take the bait? It's a shame you guys can't see over the side. In a minute I've got a massive ragworm I'm going to stick down. That might tempt a bigger fish. I'll get a bit more herring chucked out as well. This worm might be just a little bit too small. Now, the pollock have had a munch on it. Oh, there we go. That felt a bit more wrassy than pollocky. There's a lot of very small wrasse that live down there that won't get that 5/0 short shank in its mouth. Well, if you've ever used these short shank hooks, you'll know they've got quite a small gape for their size. It's more like a standard 3/0. Okay, let's put a bigger worm on. If I catch a bigger one, I'll bring you back. So there we go, there's another bigger one. Not quite as big as the first, but bigger than those little babies. And look at the stunning colours on that. It's almost like iridescent. You can kind of see that lives in like a kelpy kind of dark environment. So we're going to get this guy popped back over the side. There we go. Now, if I catch some more, I'll only bring you back if it's a decent size, because it is so easy catching these guys down the side. It's a bit of fun to keep me occupied while I'm waiting for my big buck to come along. See you in a bit. So there we go, that one put up a better scrap. Another beautiful fish. Still, the first one was the biggest. Get this guy back in. Swims another day. Well, I've been watching down there some bigger pollock swimming around. I think there's a big cod down there as well, but I've just had a better one. I'm sorry you didn't get to see me land it, but we definitely needed the drop net for this. So that is a beautiful Norwegian pollock. This one's going to come home because we need some fish for dinner tonight for the guys with us who like fish, but that is a beauty. So we're going to keep this one, but as you can see, most of them are going back to live another day. But there's a few fillets off this to go with a lovely place that I caught earlier in the trip. That's going to feed 3 of the people. Well, I don't eat fish, it'll feed everyone else. There we go. This one isn't going back. So you just seen me catch that beautiful pollock that is going to provide dinner tonight. And we're going to do a bit of filming again and be trying to actually catch one. So there's the bait on the hook, on that 5/0 short shank bait. Beautifully presented. I'm just going to chuck it over the side. We'll see if we can pick up another one. It's a bit like float fishing because you can see all the fish coming up around your bait, and I can see some big fish swimming around down there, bigger than the one I just landed, and it is very exciting when they come up and have a go at your bait. I've already got a shoal of little fish plucking at this, but what I want is the big one to come up because this is an absolutely beautiful ragworm and I want it to find it irresistible. I'm just going to move over a little bit. About there. Oh, there's a big one. It's got it in its mouth. I think we've got another decent one, guys. Oh yes. Wow, that is taking line. Look at that. Jeez. This is very spirited. It's not ready to go in the net yet. Right, have we got our prey? That was a good fight. He's in. Ugh. Oh. Now that is a pollock. Look at the size of that beauty. Well, it's not just pollock down the side. There's a whole shoal of these beautiful little coalfish down there now, which suggests to me maybe the big pollock might have moved on a little bit, but we're going to keep fishing and we're going to keep trying to catch a big one. Bear with me. Well guys, I switched over to a lure on the end of a set of feathers, and I've got another beautiful pollock on here. We're going to get the drop net out. I don't think I can get this up the side. It's taken one of the feathers. So get the drop net over, just give myself a bit more line. Loosen that drag off. I'm going to get this guy up and take a look. Not quite as big as two I had earlier. We're just going to get this into the net. Come on, over you come. Nearly there. Almost in. Woohoo, is he in? Yes, he's in the net. Captured. Get him up. There was a whole load of coalfish down there, but this bigger beast swimming around probably explains why the coalfish have moved on. So hopefully I haven't got a load of hooks in the net now. Let's unhook him and we'll take a look. This one's a little bit too small for me to want to keep, really. Not as big as the other ones I had earlier. And let's have a look at this bad boy. There we go. Probably 2.5 pound, maybe 3 pound, let's say. Anyway, let's get this guy popped back. So that pollock I just landed, it was on a set of feathers. Just, you know, standard like mackerel feathers. I think I got these are cedra ones, I think. And on the bottom, rather than a lead, I've got this beautiful lure. But that pollock was landed on one of the feathers. Let's drop these guys over and see if I can pick up another one. But that slightly bigger fish coming out would explain why the little shoal of coalfish I had in front of me has moved on. Because they're probably worried about being eaten by that bad boy. I'll tighten that drag back up. Still too loose. That's better. Get it down a bit deeper. It's not quite as quick as the ragworm using this method, but it's going to mean I can save my worm baits. Oh, we've got another one for later. This is nothing like as big. Let's see what we got here. Little baby one. Foul hooked. What have we got? Foul hooked. Little foul hook pollock. Let's get this guy off the hook and chuck him back. Straight back down. We want his great-great-great-granddad, I think. Just now there was about 50 of those swimming around my bait. Oh, feels like we're already in. Yeah. Well, maybe me catching that pollock just now has allowed these little guys to come back out. Look. There we have him. Very cute little fish. What's this one, a coley or a pollock? That is another pollock. Just now it was coalfish. About 2-3 times the size of that. Not eating size, that's for sure. The tide at the moment is taking me underneath this pier that I'm standing on. Let's just work these feathers a little bit. There's a very sharp drop off at the edge here. It's sort of going down at about that angle. So I'm trying to get it so that my feathers run up and down just in front of this precipice, I suppose you'd call it, the edge. And the little fish swim along the edge. It's a bit of a feature for them. Oh, felt like something had a little touch then. Of course, that's what we're always doing when we're trying to find features that hold fish. Soon it'll be time for me to check my fish baits because they've been out quite a while. One of Wayne's came in just now, a bit stripped. We know there are a few crabs out there. Like yesterday we were fishing fairly close to here. Most of the baits were coming back all right, but occasionally stripped, so it's definitely worth checking them. Because there's not much point having a bait out there for 2-3 hours if there's nothing left on the hook. Nothing wanting this now. Oh, did I miss it? Yeah, missed it. I'll try slightly shallower. Given I've just reeled it up a couple of turns and I wasn't getting anything down the bottom. Come on fish, there were loads of you here just now. Maybe I need to get a bit more ground bait over. All the more reason to check my other baits because then I'll have a few more heads and tails that I can chuck in. Nope, nothing there at the minute. So it's not all super easy. But I've had a few nice pollock out today so far, which makes me happy. I'll bring you back into some more action. Right guys, we're going to see if we can get some coalies on these feathers. And look, I've got a beautiful lure at the bottom there. Let's see how we get on. The shoal seems to have come back, so I'm pretty sure we're going to pick something up pretty quick. Let's have a look. Hopefully they've not moved off. Oh, I can still see some down there. Oh, there we go. Got one. Oh, he's off. Woohoo! Another one on. Try and pick up another one. Right, let's get him out. I've got 2 on. Oh, one fell off on the way up. Hee. Good fun. It's a good bit of sport. Look at that. Not the biggest fish in the world, but still super fun to catch these. Let's get this guy unhooked, pop him back down the side. But what we know is where there's little fish like this, eventually a big fish will come along to eat them up. We're on the fish. Well, I thought it was time to give you an update. We've been fishing for a very long time, and so far the only fish that has been caught on the fish baits is a whiting that I had earlier. I'm still getting a lot of action down the side there with loads of coalfish and pollock coming up. Mostly small, but the odd better one thrown in. But that is it. It's very, very quiet today on the fish baits. But we're going to keep on fishing. We'll see if we can pick something up. But we might have to try a different venue tomorrow rather than coming back here because it hasn't exactly fished its socks off. Anyway, I'm going to keep trying. I'll bring you back if I get anything. Well, it's been a very, very long day. Nobody's as yet caught anything on the fish baits. I think I might have said that just now, but that was about 2 hours ago. I'm now going to reel in the one that I've got the loop rig on. We'll have a look, see if there's anything on here. If there's not, I'm packing this one away and going down to one rod because there's no point busting a gut when there's no fish in front of us. So we're definitely going to have a think about what to do. We've been told the last week it was also fishing really hard here, and there's only so much fun you can have catching little coalies and little pollock down the side. Although I did have those few that were bigger. The few bigger pollock were lovely. Put up a good little scrap on the lure rod. But I'm in need of a bit of sleep and a rest. It was quite a long day fishing yesterday. Well, we were out and we saw the northern lights. Beautiful sight. But I'm definitely needing some kip now. Oh, these ones have been stripped. There's probably crabs out there. Anyway, this rod's going away. We'll keep the other rod out there fishing with that popped up bait. At least that's kept away from the crabs. Oh. But if you don't see me again, that's it for this video, because it has been very, very hard going. But coalfish, pollock and the single whiting that I've had today. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. It is definitely appreciated. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. Thanks to everyone who's clicked the like button. It's really appreciated. There's going to be more videos coming up, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel to see what's going to be next. Catch you later, guys.